much for being with us today. I'm so excited to interview you all about the incredible work you're doing at Kuumba around the middle grades work. I want to start just by kind of going around introducing ourselves and our roles, and describing a little bit about what you're doing with the middle grades work, specifically with your role. So we want to start down here.
My name is Salimata Linguer. I am a co-facilitator for Passages, which is our 8th grade program, and a co-facilitator for CAST, which is our 5th through 7th grade pilot this year around our CTE. And I also do lower school drama. I have been here since the school's inception, so Kuumba is very dear to my heart. It's my second home, and I'm so excited about this Know Thyself, Show Thyself, really delve in more deeply into our students' interests, their likes, their dislikes, and to help prepare them for middle school and then high school. I am been really interested in just the curriculum development, so from the ground level of receiving the opportunity to do the program, and then hands-on day-to-day tasks and operations of.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm Iyon Barber. I'm a student from Kuumba Academy Charter School. I've been going here since kindergarten. I'm now in the 7th grade.
Awesome.
My name is Karen Downing. Been here since kindergarten. I'm in 8th grade now. For sure.
All right.
Awesome. Hi, I am Teri Riggs-Lyle. I am the ABA therapist here. I am also a co-facilitator teacher with Passages for 8th grade, and also a co-facilitator teacher for 5th grade CTE. This is my 6th year with Kuumba. I feel like I've been here since inception too. It feels like it. I remember walking in the doors here, and I was like, fell in love with it immediately, and like prayed at the elevator, like, please, 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 please accept me. Because everything about Kuumba like resonated with my morals and my passion with the arts, and just getting our students ready as a whole student, like touching base on everything that they needed. So knowing that we pilot to this program kind of like put the cherry on the top, because now it's like we're getting them ready even more with getting ready for high school, getting ready for college, and being a part of that process makes it even better. So outside of just working with behavior, having the opportunity to go back into the classroom as a teacher to teach students, it has been just a wonderful journey. So I'm excited to be a part of this team, and also be with the students and get them there.
Hi, my name is Kecia Batts, and I work specifically with United Way, partnered with Network Connect. I've been assigned to Kuumba as a guide. I love my kids. Very passionate. And yes, I serve as a guide, assisting them in transitioning from the 8th grade to the 9th grade, and just letting them know exactly what it is, giving them real life situations and letting them know the real world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, preparing them.
And I'm Kelsey Mensch. I work at Wordell. I'm an associate director there. But really, my relation to this work, I really work behind the scenes to support you all and try to give you all what you need to make sure that your pilot is as successful as it can be and benefits your students in the best way possible. And we're really excited about the incredible work that you all have done and the impact that it's had on students. We've heard from a lot of your students over this past year about this program and the impact it's had. So just excited to dig in a little bit. So about a year ago, right, when this kind of grant opportunity came up to apply to rethink middle grades, bring kind of programming that really helps students explore themselves and their identities, right, know thyself, right, and also their future opportunities, their careers, college, things like that. What kind of made you guys want to sign up? Like, what about this was like, yeah, we should do this. This is something Kuumba should do.
I can touch on it. For me, I could say when I first started, I got the opportunity to go to an EL conference in Atlanta, and that was the first time I saw the idea of Passages. And Passages gave me the scope of, like, this is a component in the curriculum that this, Kuumba actually has that actually cultivates our students to kind of like tell your story. Actually know how to reflect on your own story, build your story, take what you learned in the past and actually groom yourself to know like what to say, what are you taking from that, what is growing you, having a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. And I remember bringing it in the majors, talking to Miss Morton, and I was like, Miss Morton sat down, she's like, we need another majors class, and I was like, how about we just do a passages class? Had no idea what that meant, but that's how the passages class actually started. And once that passages class started, me and Miss Salimata, I think you got back on the team, and she came with the rites of passage, and we collectively came together, and she came with so much knowledge, and that just brought a conglomerate of brainstorming that gave us the 4th and the 8th grade passages. So that was just like the root that touched base. So when the pilot came and we was doing the passages panels for the 8th graders, and we kept seeing like our babies, they look ready, but they don't always seem like all the way ready, because it's like they get passages in 4th grade and then they got passages in 8th grade, but there was like this gap
Something in the middle.
that just wasn't, like, it just seemed like they were missing something.
Okay.
So when the pilot came, and we were like, this is it. Like, this is it. This is exactly what we needed. And we were like, we could do this in the middle, and this would bridge the gap for everything. So from 4th grade, Miss Salimata touches the babies in 4th grade, and they get the passages there. And then we could do CTE in 5th, 6th, 7th, and then 8th grade. We were able to culminate all that experience, all that growth, all that knowledge that the students would get in CAS, in their CTE, in their readiness, touching base on career, and being able to like bring that all together. You can only imagine after 6 years of, is it 6? I'm counting right, y'all. And 6 years of all that knowledge, like seeing what we see now, it just made us say like, we want to do this. If you want to elaborate on that a little more.
No, I think you did excellent. I would just like to dovetail to say, I think I took a gap year and started a business. So I was taking care of some stuff outside of the school. And when I stopped in and peeked, I was like, who is this new Miss Riggs? And she's going into our 8th grade classes and doing passages. And from the community standpoint, there is a national movement called National Rites of Passage. And this is a socialization process for youth, brown and black youth, children of color, to really be able to spend some time knowing themselves, learning their history, identifying with their culture, being able to define themselves in a more positive light, and taking that and walking in their truth as they experience their educational journey. So understanding that experience that I had as a adolescent, a teenager, and into my adulthood, I was so excited that I was like, passages is an EL component? It was just a natural fit. It was a natural fit. So when I came back, I was like, put me on the team. You can't leave me off of this thing. And so the synergy has been amazing, and just being able to build and hearing from the rest of the staff in our PDs this year, they're saying that they see the difference.
Yeah.
They feel the difference in the youth. So we're so excited that they're really starting to embody it, and then it's manifested in how they present themselves in the school. So, I mean, they're doing an amazing job just experiencing it, trusting us to help them navigate the process, to guide. That's why our guides are here as well. And just, I mean, it has been awesome. So the other thing is just that 4th and that 8th grade pivotal years where they're transitioning into middle school or into high school was really key. But then, of course, COVID happened, and the pandemic affected the world, and we saw that there was some kind of regression or some relapse. So CAST, which means Career Advisory Success Teams, was the perfect solution to bridge the gap, as Ms. Riggs said. The final comment is just giving them the opportunity to have the exposure of what the possibilities are. What we were finding is some of our 8th graders were choicing and transitioning to high school, and maybe a year in they were like, this might not have been the best pick for me. So we want to start sooner to give them the adequate information so they can make the best decisions for themselves and their family. And that's what most of our 8th graders have said is, I wish we started this earlier. So we're like, ha-ha! We have.
We planned it.
I was one of the people.
Yes, and we're missing it.
Like my brother, he's in 4th grade. He has passages. I still gotta help him on that. He still got passages. I'm just happy he has cast because like I never kind of thought that like there could be other career paths for me. I always thought like, oh, I'm gonna be in this field. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. But I never really thought of me doing 2 separate things or me going after 2 separate dreams that I had. So I kind of just pushed everything away in course of one. But then like in passages, it was like, no, you can do this. You can do this too. Like you can be this on the side. You can be a lawyer and a doctor at the same time. You can get your master's while you're still
Absolutely.
I never knew that. I never kind of thought that was kind of a possibility. I thought you had to chase like one thing at one time and go like at one pace at one course. But now my brother, he's over here like yeah, I want to do this and I want to do this at the same time. I want to go to school. If I also want to learn about money too. I want to do it. Like it's incredible. I never thought that when I was in 4th grade. I never even considered it.
It's nice.
I feel like cash, it really helped me like for the future, like financially, like even like writing checks, deposits and stuff. Like I feel like it really just like getting me ready for the real world, like in the future. Also, I feel like it's very fun because like we actually do like more on-hand stuff. For like example, we're doing like a little Shark Tank thing where you gotta do your own little idea and then you go up to people and you tell them what we need, and it's like a little project or whatever. But I feel like it's really just helping me for the future.
It was just good. It was like a good experience for them to understand like business planning and like when you really are asking people for money and knowing how to percentage your business. Like never give all your business to somebody, but just having the opportunity to like work together, speak for yourselves. CEOs are speaking their products. I think some of my babies were a little upset at me because I kept sitting back and I'm like, no, y'all go do it. They're like, Miss Riggs, you gotta help us. And I'm like, no, I really want you're the company.
Right.
You know, I want y'all to sit and have a brainstorming meeting. Like, y'all think about it. So just getting that, I was like, y'all remember what y'all did at BizTown? Y'all had team meetings, right? And y'all had to figure out y'all day, right? So let's figure out what that looks like, and then I'll oversee it later. So just getting them involved and exposed to like what that looks like. They went through the hustle and the bustle, but I think at the end game, they understand. They understand, like, oh, this don't always feel good, but they see once they got in front of the Sharks and they gave them their feedback and I read them their scores, they're like, oh, you was telling us that. I'm like, yeah, I told y'all this, y'all didn't. Y'all thought I was just speaking something different. So it's just good to get them exposed to different things, and it's not always our faces, it's other people's faces coming in and really speaking the same language. So I'm happy that they got the exposure.
And we tried to develop the scope and sequence this year around that kind of continuity. So in trimester 1, we really were like, just who are you? What are your interests? What do you like and what don't you like? You know, being able to reflect and be able to speak your truth despite what everybody else in the room is saying. You know, what makes you special and what makes you unique. And then when we partnered with Junior Achievement, and their entire curriculum started with financial literacy and then went to job readiness and then entrepreneurship, all of that was really, they were able to demonstrate their skills during the simulation there. But then once we came back in trimester 3 after spring break, now it's how do you make this applicable? So that's why our last few, this last month has been, well, you've learned how to do it for someone else. Now let's see how you apply this for yourselves. So that's been really amazing to see their business ideas, to see them work through it. It was good to hear you, Iyon, talk about how you've enjoyed that experience. The 7th graders are the oldest that are doing the Shark Tank because our 8th graders have had to do their finals and their panel presentations of what they've focused on. So as the seniors, you have some 5th and 6th graders coming up. They have some competition.
I'm sorry.
It sounds so much fun.
Yes.
But passages, I feel like, I guess what Miss Salimata said about the first half being about who are you and what you like and what you don't like, and I feel like that kind of helped me pick out my high school because I had two high school choices. One, I'm not gonna say names of the high school, one I feel like everyone was kind of pushing me to, and I feel like everyone kind of wanted me to go there because it kind of felt like they wanted that for me. But the other high school, I kind of felt that was more me. Like the environment, the comfortable side. I had friends that were already going there. I just felt more comfortable, seeing more of my style. But I didn't really understand that before I went to Passages. So at first I was just like, no, I'm just gonna go to that one because my mom recommended it, my mom's friend recommended it, my teachers recommended it, like everyone recommended it to me. Like it was a great school, but I was like, it wasn't who I wanted to be, and it wasn't who it was gonna shape me to be. So I ended up going to my second choice of high school, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go now.
I can see it. You're very excited.
I'm excited.
I don't want to say I'm leaving y'all, but I'm leaving.
We are proud, Karen. You are always a good student in our hearts.
Go ahead.
I think that's where guides comes in at, and because we meet with them one-on-one, bringing them out, meeting with them one-on-one, finding out who they are. Because knowing who you are is understanding where you will be able to go. So I like this and I like that. So we can do both, like Karen said. I didn't know I could do two things. You know, I can be a nurse and I can go ahead and be a groomer at the same time. So understanding, if that's what you want, that's what we're going to find for you. We're going to find the school that's going to give you what it is that you need, the certificates that you're going to need, and what it is to build who you are. So just understanding and being there for them.
Right.
You know, I find that a lot of students want you to be there for them and show up because, you know, there's a lot going on. But if I can come to you and I know that she may not be able to come or he may not be, but I know that she's going to be there.
Right.
So I'm in the back, but I'm waving my hand. You see, I'm right here. And that's what they need. So for our babies, we need to show up for them and show them that you can be whatever you choose to be.
I really appreciated the partnership with United Way and Network Connect because the guides really have brought a different level of support to our program. We don't always have the opportunity to do the one-on-ones. We teach the class, we see them, you know, throughout the year in lots of activities, but we move on to our next class. So the guides had the opportunity this year with both 8th and 7th graders. 7th grade started a little later, but we were so grateful when they were able to join us to work with our students, to provide that one-on-one, to provide that, hey, let me have an extra conversation, let me follow up on something that you said in the class that we might not have, you know, we didn't want it to slip through the cracks. So I'm very grateful for them. I would like, if possible, if Ms. Kecia, can you talk about the career fairs that the guides have been really instrumental?
Yes. So I know in the past we've heard from students, and so, you know, it's good to learn from a book, but it's so interactive. It's more, I like more hands-on. So that's what we bring to them. With the career event fairs, the career exploration event, we have this different people come in, and they actually, it's like a job fair. They get to come in, they get to see exactly what there's to offer. You know, I can be a pilot, I can be a chef, I can do this, I can do that. So, and they really like that, the interactive. I can be a barber. There's so many students that want to be a beautician or a barber, or they want to play basketball. So we bring that for them. So rather than them trying to go, we're going to bring it to you.
Right.
And they enjoy that, yeah. So it's usually, we had 3 this year. We bring in the EMS workers, social services, and they get to delve into see exactly what it's like, what I need to accomplish what it is that you're doing.
And to be able to make those connections. too.
Yes,
So
and
what
make
they're
the
learning.
connection, absolutely,
questions, yeah.
absolutely. And taken from doing the one-on-one.
Our first internship day went absolutely amazing.
Yes,
It was so
yes.
successful. All those, hurdles, we all came together as a team.
Yes.
Everybody, it was successful. All 14 jobs showed up. All the students actually was able to get to their placements. We made some adjustments the day of, but just successfully being able to get their parents all showed up.
Yes.
was a buy-in, so we had no issues there, no hiccups with the parents. So it was just good to see the students not only advocating for themselves, but actually wanting to work.
Yes.
Like there wasn't any complaints of, I don't want to do this.
This is our first year that we were able to offer the paid, the stipends for the internships for our 8th graders. So Karen has expressed experience in it. I'm curious, we're crossing our fingers and hoping that we're going to continue this next year. How do you feel about the buzz around the school about the 8th graders saying, I'm going to work? Is that something you're looking forward to?
I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. But like, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I mean, when we did the J.A. Biztown, I know it's definitely not easy. I thought I was going in there like a piece of cake. Like, I'm about to come in there, but I was really like stressed after. It was kind of it was hard. It was hard, all right. And
Where were you
That's
working?
right.
I'm pretty sure I was city council.
So city council was definitely a lot.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it was really hard, I'm not gonna lie. So, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I don't know what the jobs are, to be honest, but I'm definitely still looking forward. Yeah, I'm waiting for next year.
Hashtag adulting.
That's exactly what it is.
So the partnership that we had with Junior Achievement was that our entire 5th through 8th graders would participate in the JA BizTown this year. It technically is designed for 5th and 6th graders, so we're going to continue to do JA BizTown for those 2 lower grades, but the 7th and 8th graders will be participating in Financial Park, which is their next level. That's the goal anyway, their next level of curriculum and lesson planning. So that will give our 7th and 8th graders an opportunity to experience something more advanced next year.
That's a perfect transition to the question I wanted to ask next. So you've built a really strong foundation this year, right? You've learned a lot from your students, but also you've had a lot of successes along the way. So I'm curious, and this is for everyone, students as well, I'm curious about your perspective on this. Like, how do you see this growing? Where do you want to take it next? And for students, like, what would you like to see happen, like, in addition to all the great things you did this year?
So internships was our baby, was this great new innovative way to get our students to have real job shadowing experience. One of the challenges was transportation. So I am hoping that next year that we could actually provide transportation like to and potentially even from, because I think that was challenging for some parents to figure it out and work it out. I'm very pleased with the partnership that we had with them. It made parents kind of step up and get more engaged and, hey, this is something else I need to support my student in. The original intent was to do 4 days of internship, and because of logistics and all, they were only able to do 2 this year. So hopefully Iyon will get a chance to experience all 4 days of shadowing next year, and giving more opportunities to do more real-time matching with students. Some of them got to be placed in their dream jobs, while some of them did not, and they were just getting general work experience. I have a quick question. So this year, Ms. Donato is our 7th grade facilitator for CAST. The plan is that she's going to get a whole new cohort of students, and that you come to Passages with us.
Yay.
How does that feel? Like, because I know that
That's the
you've
change.
established a relationship with your CAST teacher, and that's going to look different next year.
I feel like that's definitely like the next big step, because I feel like she definitely prepared me for your Passages, and definitely like, for example, like how to save like your needs and your wants. I definitely learned that, and it helps me save out through the year, because I couldn't save a dime. So I'm actually very excited for you next year.
Again, I want the best for my little brother. So him just having passes and then having cats. I want to experience Davis. I want to experience like internship, shadowing, understanding how money works. Because like he doesn't understand his needs and his wants. So like or what you need to save for and what long time goals is versus short time goals.
Nice.
So I feel like I just want like more elaboration on that, because I want children to know like, okay, well this is a long time goal you're selling for, but like what do you need to do to save to that? What do you need to do to get by that? Like how is your income gonna shape what you're doing about that? like if you want to get your master's, like, okay, what are you gonna do in the meantime while you get your master's? What job are you gonna be working at? What other source of income are you gonna be sustaining yourself with while you get your master's? What are you gonna do in college? What are you gonna do in high school?
She was listening.
I mean,
Girl, keep telling them.
these are all the things you need to think about when when you're in high school, when you're in college. Like, this is stuff I'm gonna be thinking about. I'm only 4 years away, and I'm gonna be out of my parents' house. If I want to achieve find my dreams, what dreams can I achieve now, and what dreams can I achieve in like 5 or 10 years?
I love it. But I can bless you with something right now, because you said your brother going to 5th grade next year, right?
Mhm.
He is actually going to learn all that next year, which is good, because there's a session in J.A. Biztown where we all did it. It's with the education, how important education is, and we had to kind of block out education levels and the salary caps and how much money you would make here, how much money you would make here. And I remember doing it with the students, and then we went through like, how much does rent cost? How much does this cost? How much does that? And they're breaking it down. They're like, what? Wait a minute. If I get this is how much money I'm gonna make. Wait, I'm not gonna be able to take care of myself. And I'm like, yeah, this is the importance of education. So he will understand that, at least the basics, and he'll get that in 5th and 6th grade. So he will jump in the cast for 5th grade, which is a blessing. So,
You know, part of the middle grades work is to really take this statewide, right? To really make sure that all schools eventually, we can scale up, are rethinking what middle grades is and how students can really explore themselves and their future opportunities, just like you all have been describing today. So for schools out there that aren't doing this work or just starting to do this work or thinking about doing this work, what advice do you have for schools that are thinking about this and should adopt it? And students, I want to hear from you too.
Well, I say if any school is wanting to do this, to like stick with what your school is doing, because I know for Kuumba, we're more of like an African-based school, so we focus on the Gusaba. We focus on more of that. We're more of an art school, so focusing on more like more arts integration, more hands-on experiences. We're more of that type of school. So if your students are expecting something from you, like expecting something from the school, like if you're more of a science school, do passages as if like more of a science base.
I just appreciate that this opportunity helped the students to see themselves in a different way and to really help them think strategically about their futures. You know, we definitely want our kids to understand that the sky is limitless, and we just want them to be able to tap into the different parts of themselves so that hopefully they're living out their passions as adults. And I think that this grant was all about intentionally creating that space for kids. And I'm so grateful for the creative team members who lead this, and I can't wait to see what we do next. So I think we had a really great creative team who was leading this initiative this year, and I think that is a huge part of why it has been successful. Right. So this is definitely a group of people who are committed to supporting and developing the whole child. So I think they just saw this as a great opportunity to think about all the ways to incorporate the arts and career standards and everything that they were working on around the Nguza Saba and the Passages class. So I think there were a lot of great connections, and the creativity of the stream really drove that. So I appreciate you guys very much. And I would say in terms of like where we're looking ahead next year, I think we definitely take to heart the feedback that we've gotten from the students so far. So I think the students had a lot of positive things to say, but they also kind of let us know, you know, when sometimes the lessons were maybe a little bit more boring, and they would like us to think about incorporating more hands-on. So like this summer, I know that we're going to get the team together and we're going to think about, okay, what are some lessons that we really want to revamp and make sure that they're more hands-on so that it all feels very meaningful, very purposeful, and something that is like practical for the students. I think that's a big part of this initiative. And I would say we definitely took the student feedback around high school preparation. And like having to start that process earlier. So we've already kind of had some mini brainstorming sessions about, okay, we really got to hit the 6th graders in the springtime. We really need to focus on the 7th graders in the fall. And I think a big part of Kuumba's success in general is the way that we partner with parents. So we had a really great parent meeting when we were getting everybody bought into the idea around internships, and we got a lot of parent feedback around passages and just like raising the level of rigor and expectation and getting everybody bought into why this is so important. So I think building in more opportunities to reach the parents from the very beginning so they understand
Absolutely.
like what your child's going to be learning and why this is important. And I think the parents appreciate opportunities to partner with us. And I would say I think the parents are going to be a great asset for us too when we think about all the different careers that our parents are leading and working in. And we have lots of parents who are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So I think
Bringing
like
them
being
aboard.
intentional about bringing them in this process, I think will just be good for everybody. So that's something that I'm thinking about as we move into the second year.
I think it was also another connection we were speaking about, like maybe partnering with University of Delaware with possible majors and things like that, with career readiness. So like, I know we're doing high school preparation, but we also want to extend it even further if it's some collegiate things that we want to look at as well. So maybe partnering or finding like a mentorship process with some of our upperclassmen, if that could happen in the building. That would
I know one of the things that has happened this year is our alum never leave us. They graduate and they move on, but they come
daily.
back.
They
So
are,
we
and
have
I'm
some
loving
high
it.
school students that
Especially
have
our ninth
graduated
graders.
recently and have been able to come back on their days off or their half days and come and speak to our students here. So just saying, hey, you know, it's kind of been reciprocal. They've been like, this is what high school is like, so giving you some information. And then our students are like, well, guess what we're doing this year that you didn't? You know,
They're like,
so-
why y'all didn't do this for us?
so it probably, you know, it is a give and take in that. I just, one partnership that I would really like to see happen, and it started to happen this year with our social studies teachers, is there are standards that actually can be covered and should be covered in some of our core content areas. And we've had really healthy conversation with those teachers that say, hey, if I knew about this, I could have taught this in that module
Right.
at that particular time. So that's something else we want to look at this summer, is to be more intentional about our connection and our partnership with core content. So that is just an extension of its additional you know, opportunities in those classes as well, so that we are always constantly partnering, collaborating, and connecting the dots for our students. Retention just really helps that way.
Right, and also to piggyback off of that, kind of like touching on the hands-on, bringing our arts integration process in it as well.
You can't teach what you don't know, and you can't lead where you won't go. So just giving, having a team of peers and colleagues that believe in this work and are doing everything in our power to manifest it and bring it to life. I'm very, very proud of the work we've done this year in our pilot, and just looking forward to, you know, the sky is the limit.
Well, I think on that note, we're
On
done.
that note,